is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to motherfucking reality, guys. Today we have a real talk, and I'm just going to get right into it. Well. Where are we? Oh, we're 4 days into the new year. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And what'd you say you were going to do on New Year's? What'd you tell yourself you were going to do? Did you say you were going to get in shape finally? I mean it this time. I'm serious this time. I'm going to do it. Did you say you were going to build your career? Take that seriously? How many times you told yourself that now? How many times you told yourself you're going to fix your shit? And here we are, 4 days into the new year. And what have you done? Now, some of you have done it. Some of you have went out, you made the commitment, you followed through, and you're going to make good progress. Some of you are still talking about, you know what, I'll just do that tomorrow. I just do that tomorrow. I just do it tomorrow. You know what? Probably right about now you're saying, I'm just going to wait till Monday for the fresh start. And you're just starting all over again. The same cycle that's produced this exact scenario that you're in, that you cannot stand, that you are completely dissatisfied and frustrated and angry with. You're starting it over again. And you know what's interesting about people like you? Is that people like you somehow pretend 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when you end up with a terrible life, with a dumpster fire of a life, you pretend like you're surprised that this has occurred. And then you look around and you start looking for who can you blame on this? It was your teachers. It was your parents. It was who you were born to. It was the situation you grew up in. It was the government. It was rich people. It was white people. It was black people. It was racism. It was all this shit. But we know the truth. And the truth is the only person that you're going to be able to blame is that person that's going to be looking back in the mirror. That fat, sloppy, disgusting, unhealthy, broke, sad example of a human being. That's who you're going to get to blame. And it doesn't have to be that way. But you're making it that way. You see, we all end up where we're supposed to be. We talk a lot about where you're going to end up and what life you deserve. But here's the secret that nobody wants to talk about. And the secret is this, is that everybody gets what they deserve. Everybody. People that produce the life that they want, they understand very simply that they must make investments in difficult things and do hard things on the front side to get a reward later. And people who don't, they somehow believe that this great life or this great dream or this great existence they see for themselves is somehow going to materialize because they get to a certain age or things fall into place. And so they feel right now that they can coast and they can waste time and they can wait for tomorrow. But here's the thing, guys. You only get so many tomorrows. And the truth of the matter is eventually when those tomorrows run out, you're going to have to answer for the decisions that you've made and the decisions that you didn't make. And so I want to solve this puzzle for you in your mind permanently right now. You are going to get exactly the life that you deserve. Every single one of you listening. Now you could tell yourself all these stories, and you could tell yourself all these excuses, and you could point the finger of blame, and you could say circumstances are different, and you could say all of these things, but at the end of the day, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. And what do you deserve? If we're being honest, what do you deserve? Go look in the mirror. Are you happy with what you see? Go look at your bank account. Are you happy with what you have? Go look at your relationships. How do those look? And then let's think about the last 365 days. Let's go further back. Let's think about the last 1,000 days. And let's think about the decisions you made. Did you become that version of yourself that you see in the mirror over the last week? Or did you become that version of yourself over the last 1,000 days telling yourself the same fucking bullshit story that you're telling yourself literally right now? That's the scenario. That's the truth. You've earned this situation, whether you understand that or not. All those times you missed workouts, all those times you didn't eat what you knew you should eat, all those times you didn't make those decisions that you should have made, all those times you chose not to apply yourself, you've earned what you have. And some people who have a better situation than you, they've earned it as well. They've earned it over the last 1,000 days with the right decisions, the right mentality, the right actions. And what they see is very different than you. And so what you have to understand is you're earning your future right now, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. And when it comes time to be accountable to yourself for the decisions that you made in the life that you've built, I hope that you're mature enough and grown up enough to admit to yourself that you created this. Because it's not until you admit to yourself what you have created that you can change what you are going to create. And that's what I want to talk to you about. You see, every single year this time comes around. Every single year, people talk about what they're going to do and how great they're going to be and what they're going to build. And here we are 4 motherfucking days in, and you haven't even started yet. You haven't done any of the shit that you said you were going to do. And because you haven't done any of those things, you're never going to get any of those things. That's the reality that you have to understand and come to terms with. Now, I'm not here to tell you how you should or shouldn't live your life, but I am sick and tired of motherfuckers earning a shitty spot in this world and then blaming every single person around them. I'm sick of watching people stuff their fucking faces and do nothing and expect to have this great life. I'm sick of people showing up and doing the minimum and expect to be wealthy and successful and all the things that they say they want. It just doesn't work that way. And it's never going to work that way. Now, people spend their entire lives confused by this concept. They look at people who are successful. They look at people who are fit. They look at people who are building exceptional lives, and they say, that person's lucky. That person was blessed. That person started off better than me. That person had better this than me. And they find every single possible excuse as to why they aren't what they want to be. And they work to tear down the people that are what they want to be. And see, what you don't understand is that most people waste their whole lives doing this. Most people waste their entire fucking lives doing this. And we have a very short amount of time to live. And ironically, that's how they justify it. Oh, YOLO! You only live once, you better party. You're leaving everything on the table. You're leaving all of the great shit that you could be on the fucking table because you can't build yourself into someone who can make decisions and follow through with them. And you're going to waste your entire life telling yourself bullshit story after bullshit story after bullshit story. And then you're going to wonder why it is you end up where you end up. You shouldn't be surprised. Because whatever actions you've taken for the last 1,000 days are earning your future, and they've earned where you are. And if you're winning, good for you. That means you've been making good decisions. And if you're losing, you probably need to start making some better decisions. Now, I didn't come on here to shame you and make you feel like shit, even though you probably should. You probably should be ashamed. You probably should feel like shit. And that's nobody's fault but your own. But what I did come on here to do is to explain to you how the game works. The game is very simple. You are going to pay a price. Now, whether you pay that price now or whether you pay that price later, that price is going to be paid. Paying the price now means doing what you need to do right now to build that version of yourself that's going to create the life that you desire in the future. And there's a reward for paying that price up front. You get something out of paying that price. And then there's people who choose to pay it later. Those are people who say, I'm in my 20s. My 20s should be spent having fun and enjoying all this shit. And my 30s too. And by the way, by the time I'm 40, I don't know how it'll work out, but it will. And those people pay a price, but they pay it later. Right now they're having fun. Right now they're carefree. Right now they're living a life of leisure. But they're destroying their future. And by the time they get to be 35 or 40 or 50 years old, they're going to be pinned into an existence that they cannot fucking tolerate. And that's the price that they're going to have to pay later. And so for those of you who woke up on January 1st after telling yourselves you were going to make the change, I commend that. Congratulations. Keep going. The world needs your example more than it's ever been needed, ever in the history of this country and probably humanity. But for those of you who are sitting there and you're still telling yourself, I'm going to start on Monday, fresh start, first week of the new year. I took it easy. I had a hard 2023. Bro, you didn't do shit in 2023. You didn't do shit in 2022 either. You didn't do shit in 2021. And that's why you look the way you look and your life is in the order that it's in. This is why you want to change. So you need to understand and make a decision. When are you going to pay this price? Are you going to continue to coast? Are you going to decide to pay the price now so that later on you can be what you wished and want and dream that you could be? Or are you going to continue down this path of mediocrity, this path of lying to yourself, this path of the self-deception, and waste your entire life? And by the time 10, 15 years comes around from now, you're in a situation that you can't escape. You don't have any options. You don't have time. You don't have the ability to recreate. You don't have your youth. You drank your youth away. You partied your youth away. You YOLO'd your life away and your youth away. What's the decision going to be? Because I'm pretty fucking sure you told yourself you were going to start on the 1st. And I'm pretty sure you told yourself again you were going to start on the 2nd. And I'm pretty sure you told yourself you were going to start on the 3rd. And I'm pretty sure you've done this year after year after motherfucking year. When's it going to be? When is it going to be that you are finally not full of shit? Join us this year. Take on Live Hard. Take on 75 Hard. Make the fucking change that you need to make. Become the person you need to become. This isn't about losing 20 pounds or 30 pounds or 100 fucking pounds. This is about becoming a person that can control their external environment and make decisions that serve them no matter how hard those decisions might be, no matter how inconvenient those decisions might be. That's the only way you're going to solve this problem long term. And there's a whole bunch of us committed to that. I'm in on that. There's hundreds of thousands of people who are in on that right now. And you're still sitting on the fucking bench thinking that you're going to fix this. Now is the time to fix it. So don't wait another day. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait another fucking year where you're going to get fatter and broker and more miserable. Start today. And if you don't, you're full of fucking shit. You got to understand, this isn't going to be easy. This is not going to be quick. This is not going to be 8-minute abs or a 30-day transformation. This is going to be a full commitment to creating the kind of person that can make the right decision even when it's the last thing they want to do. When they're tired, when they're sore, when they're hungry, they will still make the right decision. When they're stressed, when they're frustrated, when they're angry, they will still make the right decision. When the world is crashing down on their fucking shoulders, they will still make the right decision. Your only solution is to become that kind of a person. Your only solution is to become the kind of person who can do the hard things when everybody else stops, when everybody else takes a break, when everybody else quits. You keep going. That is your only solution. That is your only option. If you truly want what you say you want, and I'm not sure that you do. Your track record doesn't say that you do. Your history doesn't say that you do. Now, you can change it, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely. But I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to ask you to go look in the mirror. I'm going to ask you to take responsibility for where you are and admit to yourself that you are where you are because of decisions that you made, because of weakness that you had, because of your lack of ability to do the hard things when things got hard. That's why you are where you are. You know it, and I know it. So take responsibility for that. Take ownership of that. And start right now fixing that. Become the person who cannot quit. Become the person who can say no to the things that they know they're supposed to say no to. Become the person who makes the right decision regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the hardships, regardless of the pain, regardless of the frustration. If you become that person, you have no limits in your life. There is no stopping that person. And that is the only way to become who it is you truly want to be. And so I invite you one last time this year. Start today. And in 365 days, you will look back and you will say, that was the day. That was the day that everything changed. That was the day that my life changed. That was the day that my family changed. That was the day my community changed, my state changed, and my country changed because I changed. Make that day today.